invite to connect to audio. So I'm going to send him a chat message to connect to audio, and I'm sending it now with instructions on how to connect. Maybe reading it. There we go. I think he's connecting now. All right. Mr. Wagner, good. Can you, I'm going to send you a request to unmute so you can unmute your device. All right, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Monica Hawkins, file number 21-20263FH. I have Joseph Wagner appearing on behalf of Ms. Hawkins, and I have Jennifer Walsh appearing from the Michigan Department of Corrections. This is a date and time set for a pretrial on the violation of probation. So, Mr. Wagner, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, at this point in time, first of all, I'm very happy to been able to work this out with your judicial assistant, Becky. My client wishes to admit the violation.
Okay, all right. Let me get back to it. We've been in and out a couple times, so, all right, and Ms. Walsh, is this the violation that you filed on May 13th of 24?
Yes, she has since pled guilty in district court to aggravated assault.
Okay, so can we amend that to say that she pled guilty to aggravated assault in the district court on such and such date?
Yes.
Okay, is that all right with you, Mr. Wagner?
Without objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Hawkins, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. So Ms. Hawkins, we are here today on a request of warrant for probation violation that alleges that you violated the terms of your probation by pleading guilty to an aggravated assault in district court for an offense that took place on May 12 of 24. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you are currently on probation for, I think you should pled to count 3, attempted financial transaction device. So the maximum penalty, if you plead guilty or found guilty, could be up to 2 years in prison. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now you have retained counsel. Are you satisfied with Mr. Wagner as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I forgot there was a second violation that on February 22nd of 24, you tested positive for cocaine. You're pleading guilty to that as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, Ms. Hawkins, you do have a right to have to contest this violation of probation charge and to have a trial on it. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Throughout the trial, you would be presumed innocent until your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence. You have a right to have all the witnesses against you appear at your trial, to have your lawyer ask those witnesses questions. You may ask them yourself, and to have me order any witnesses you might have to appear at the trial. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
You do not have to testify at your trial, and no one can say anything about you not testifying or hold it against you in any way. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
On the other hand, do you understand that you have a right to testify at your trial if you want to testify?
Yes.
How do you plead to the charge that you violated the terms of your probation by committing the offense of aggravated assault and pleading guilty to the same for an incident that occurred on May 12 of 24? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, ma'am.
And how do you plead to the allegation in count 2 that you tested positive for cocaine on or about February 22nd of 2024?
Guilty.
Okay. Do you understand by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up your right to a trial as I've already explained to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anything been promised to you to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
If I accept this plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises, I'm sorry, or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, it is.
All right, so Ms. Hawkins, you were placed on probation, and one of the terms of your probation is that you were not to commit any new crimes. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so on May 12th of 24, an offense occurred that resulted in you pleading guilty to an aggravated assault. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you were also ordered not to use any illegal controlled substances. And did you use and test positive for cocaine back on February 22nd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of her rights. She does have competent counsel. Are we referring this for a pre-sentence investigation report, Ms. Walsh?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, I didn't know what you had worked out, Mr. Wagner. That's why I was asking. He said he had worked with you. So, all right, so I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence interview. I'm going to set the sentencing for, if you're available, Mr. Wagner, September 27 at 8 a.m. and we can do that via Zoom.
That's fine with me, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection to a Zoom sentencing, Ms. Walsh?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Ms. Hawkins, September 27 at 8 a.m. You can appear via Zoom. It's the same Zoom number. Ms. Walsh, what are your instructions for Ms. Hawkins?
I have none. She's been reporting. She knows her next report day.
Okay, all right. All right, you're all set, Ms. Hawkins and Mr. Wagner. Thank you very much.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you for the court's consideration and allowing me not to have to drive to Adrian. I got yelled at for driving to Kroger, so.
Well, don't upset people. Stay home. Be safe.
Thank
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so I've got you. Is there anybody else in the courtroom that is a defendant, not here just watching a case? Anybody? You are? What's your name? All right, let me put you. There you are. So your attorney is Mr. Malaro, so he should be here fairly quickly. And nice shirt. It's a nice shirt. All right. And sir, are you here to watch or do you have a case? Are you a defendant or are you here to watch? Julian, I didn't see Curtis Bradley anywhere, did you? I don't see a Curtis Bradley on the docket. I don't know, he's here for something. Mr. Hartown, what case are you here?
Mr. Perkins and Mr. Barry.
Mr. Bradley, can I ask what you're here for? You are muted. Curtis Bradley, could you unmute your device and tell me what you're here for? I'll pop him in the window. I don't know what he's here for. Well, I have all prosecutors and no defense attorneys, so what I'm gonna do right now. Another prosecutor. In the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Noah Michael Finley, file number 24-21954 FH. They waived arraignment. Hi, this is Judge Anslem. I have jail Zoom 3 and jail Zoom 2 open, but I think Mr. Renner might be on the first floor, but I'm ready for James Renner.
Renner, okay, I'll let him know.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Is Ricky McLean in the courtroom? Mr. Murphy?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. The only person I had for you this morning was Ricky McLean. It's just now 8.
He should be zooming in from one of the stations here at the office. I don't know what it comes up as.
Does it come up as Curtis Bradley?
I don't know. Let me go check. Sorry.
Because I don't have anybody in my Zoom waiting room other than a Curtis Bradley.
You can set it on there, and then we'll go grab him. Renner.
Mr. Renner, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so give me 1 second. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus James Vernon Renner. We have 3 files, 22-21119FH and 22-21120FH and 21-20539FH. So Mr. Renner, we are here on a request and warrant for probation violation. And the allegation on each of these files is that you violated 2017 your probation terms, and on January 12 of 23, you were ordered to not use any illegal controlled substances, and on September 17th of 24, you tested positive for cocaine and admitted to the use of the same on or about September 13. So on each of your files, well, we'll start with 22-21119FH. If you were to plead guilty or be found guilty, the maximum penalty on that file could be up to 5 years in prison. On file number 22-21120FH, the maximum penalty on that file could be up to 2 years in prison. And on file number 21-20539FH, the maximum penalty could be up to 5 years in prison. Do you understand that, Mr. Renner?
Yes.
Mr. Renner, you do have the right to have an attorney represent you at this and all subsequent hearings. If you can't afford to hire one, we can appoint you one at public expense. Would you like an attorney appointed to represent you, or do you wish to retain an attorney?
I will take an attorney.
You want an appointed attorney?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is set this over to 1:30 today. And we'll have an attorney here to meet with you then, okay? It might be earlier,
Okay.
but it could be 1:30, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Renner.
Thank you.
And I'll enter a plea of not guilty right now. All right, Mr. Murphy, we now have the client with you. So I'll get Mr. McLean's file.
Yep.
This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Ricky Jean McLean. File number 24-21850FH. This is the date and time scheduled for a first pretrial in this case. I have Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. McLean, and I don't know who my prosecutor would be. I've got a lot of them. If someone can start their video. All right, I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. So, Mr. Murphy, how would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, at this time, excuse me, we're asking to set a one-day jury trial on this matter. I think that a 1 day should be sufficient.
All right, what is that? Just for my notes in my file, is there a plea offer that's been made on this one?
Your Honor, I don't recall what Ms. Wagner had made down in district court. Probably it was plead to one count, dismiss the other count with no upfront jail. But that's just off the top of my head. I don't recall.
Well, there's 4 counts, so,
May I have
Yeah,
the name of the defendant again, Your Honor?
it's Ricky McLean.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought Ms. Wagner had discussed possibly pleading to 1 count of the assault of felonious assault, dismissing the remaining. But again, I don't have anything further in my notes. So I wasn't sure if that was officially what she had offered or not.
All right, so Miss Adams, I'm looking for a 1-day jury trial. I think we're into January now because of my 3-week civil trial.
All right, let's see. Tuesday, February 4th.
Starting at 9 a.m., February 4th. Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor. That would work for the defense.
That's good for the people, Your Honor. Thanks.
All right. And that's a 1-day, that includes deliberations?
I think so, Your Honor. I think it should be sufficient for 1 day.
All right. So I will set a final pretrial for January 22nd. I'm going to make that the motion deadline. And then I'm going to require that voir dire questions and jury instructions be provided to the court by January 15. Great, I have filled out a scheduling order and we are all set. We'll see you back then. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Mr. Murphy, that's all we had with you, right?
I believe so, Your Honor. I do have Mr. Barry, though. I didn't know. I was good.
Mr. Barry, I had down, your office said it was Mr. Malaro's file. So
Yes,
I
we're
can
both
call-
on it.
Okay, well, do I need to wait for Mr. Malaro?
If we could, please, Your Honor. Sorry.
Ms. Dumont, you're here with Kendall Keller. Is she with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, she is, and this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kendall Sue Myers Keller. We have 2 files, 24-21903 FH and 24-21904 FH. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people, and I have Katerina Dumont appearing on behalf of Ms. Keller. This is date time scheduled for the first pretrial conference in this case. So let me write that down. Ms. Dumont, how do you wish to proceed today?
Your Honor, I apologize. I thought Mr. Bayonetto was on this case. I'd been speaking with him.
Oh, well, he's standing, but Mr. Sneed turned his camera on, so I tend not to look who's in the courtroom. So I'm sorry, Alexander Bayonetto is on this file from the prosecutor's office. So how do you wish to proceed today, Ms. Dumont?
Your Honor, I've been speaking with prosecution. We're agreeable to 60-day adjournment just so Ms. Keller can continue her outpatient treatment and AA and substance abuse counseling. And then the hope is that once that's all completed, the offer would be reduced to all misdemeanors.
Any objection to that adjournment?
No, Your Honor, that is.
So you said 60 days?
Yes.
How long did you say, 60 days?
Yes. Or whatever works for the prosecution.
How about November 13th at 8:30 in the morning.
Your Honor, I have 2 in-person sentencings in Hillsdale that day.
Okay, how about November 27
Yes.
at 8:30 in the morning? Mr. Van Al?
Works for me.
All right, Ms. Dumont, can you do the step in order to adjourn? And Mr. Bandetto, can she sign your name with permission?
Yes.
All right, very good. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Your Honor,
Thank
Your
you.
Honor, we just had one more quick question with regards to bond conditions. Ms. Keller's had a alcohol tether on for 2 months now. We were asking if she would be able to remove that. She is doing intensive outpatient treatment and they do drug testing there. And she's doing AA daily, plus having no positive reads or screens.
All right, Mr. Coast, would you like to weigh in, please?
Judge, that is true. She's been on GPS tether for alcohol tether for some time, zero positive. So she has done well on the alcohol device.
Mr. Bandetto?
Your Honor, there were 3 violations for violating the no alcohol condition when this case was still in district court. She has done rehab since then, and I think that's what led to the alcohol unit. So I think maybe it still is a bit premature to remove that, but ultimately I'll defer to your discretion.
All right, when was the last violation? Do we know?
Judge, she did have a
it.
positive down in district court. It looks like she did register a 026 back on July the 22nd. That's the last.
All right, so I'm gonna leave it on for now. We can address it again when we come back. If anything changes, Mr. Mont and Mr. Bandetto, you agree on something, you can do that by step. Otherwise, Mr. Mont, you might, if you need to, you can bring her back sooner, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. In the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Caleb Robert Daniels, we have 3 files, 21-20205, 23-21311, and 23-21356. FH says the date and time set for a request and summons for probation violation. Mr. Daniels has failed to appear. We're going to issue a bench warrant for his arrest. A set bond in the amount of $25,000 cash on each file.
Control.
Well, I didn't mean to call you. I called jail transport. So I'm sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Did they transfer their phone number?
So about everything, district court's down, so they asked.
What's happening?
The accused down. Let's see.
Is yours down?
No, it was earlier, but it came up. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Ooh, that stinks for district court.
Yep.
So they have. Hey, this is Judge Anselone. I'm ready for Cody Gates.
All right, Judge Gage?
Yes.
All right, let me, there it is. Okay, I'll get him.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So
If they can't do quarter, anything, you. Not a busy morning, is it? Wednesday. I have to do it all off record or something. That's crazy.
America? Dr. Montoyer, quick break.
Yeah. She's had a few. Still on her. Today. So, yeah, let's just, I will just wait. Yeah, she she's handling it. I'm sure. Okay.
Should be right back.
All rise, please. Be seated.
So who do I have at the jail? Glasses, orange. What's your name, please?
Cody Gage.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Gage, do you have an attorney already? Did you hire one for this?
What, I don't know exactly what I'm here for.
Okay, you are here for probation violation pretrial. And I'm looking because we have a attorney, so.
Judge, it looks like you arraigned him August 14th and then it just was adjourned to get attorney.
Right, but I showed that it's Daly. So was Daly appointed through the PD's office?
Must be.
All right, so Mr. Gage, Ms. Adams, can you call Mr. Daly's office?
Of course.
Mr. Gage, we're back on a pretrial on your probation violation. On that file, Mr. Daly was appointed to represent you. So give us a minute and we'll get Mr. Daly, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I am just waiting for. Mr. Hartung, can you approach?
Judge.
Yes.
I talked to Ms. Dumont and they don't have any record of Mr. Daly being appointed. She thinks it should be just a regular public defender.
Okay, so Mr. Gage, when we were last here, did you talk to an attorney?
No, ma'am.
You didn't at all? Did we? Okay, so. Right, so in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cody Wayne Gage, file number 23-21257FH. Mr. Gage, I show that you were arraigned on a probation violation, which alleges that you violated condition number 1 on your order of probation, and that you're arrested on or about August 12 of 24 and charged with assault with intent to commit great bodily harm, less than murder, child abuse 3, twice, or no, and then child abuse 3rd degree in presence of another child. So at that point, I entered a plea of not guilty on your behalf. And it looks like you had court-appointed attorney that day, and then it looks like it got adjourned. And I'm assuming it got adjourned from August 14 because you have a pending case somewhere. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and it looks like we appointed the public defender's office. So did you speak with Rhonda Underwood that day?
Yeah, she said that she wasn't gonna be my public defender, but they would appoint me one.
Okay, so Miss Adams, it looks like there was a conflict, so they did appoint Mr. Daly's office. Would it be possible to call Mr. Castleberry and find out if that's who they appointed?
Okay.
So, Mr. Gage, when is that pending case done? Is that in our county?
No, it is, it's our county and it's still pending now.
Okay, when's your next court date on it?
October 2nd.
So, Mr. Gage, anything you do in this case could impact that other case. So obviously you can't plead guilty, or your attorney would probably advise you not to have a hearing on this until such time as that case is done. So I apologize that there's some confusion with counsel on that. But if your next hearing is October 2nd.
It is, Judge.
Okay, I can set this for October 16th, the next week. And that way you'll kind of know what happened on October 2nd on that file, and then we can come in the 16th and find a game plan for this case, all right?
Okay.
Now, do you want to wait for them to find an attorney to appoint for you today, or do you want me to set it over to the 16th and then send that information to whoever gets appointed for you?
That's fine. Yeah, the 16th, and then just whoever appointed for me.
So, Mr. Gage, I will set this over to October 16th at 8:30 in the morning, and we'll see you back on that day. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I'm assuming Judge Olsaver has a criminal trial going right now, so the attorneys have probably gone there to try to get their cases done, so Judge Olsaver can start his trial. So it should just be a few minutes. I'm gonna do those while waiting.
Yes. Makes sense.
Hey, Joanne.
Good morning, Mr. Daly.
How's it going?
Good, good.
Hey, Alex.
Jim, how we doing?
What do you got down here today?
I got a few different retrials.
I don't know whether they're gonna be here or not.
All rise, please. Start the portion of the session. Can you see it?
Okay.
Mr. Daly, what are you here on? Are you here on Mr. Gage?
Yes.
So, Mr. Daly, Mr. Gage has some charges down in district court. And we realized you hadn't been notified yet of being appointed to his case.
Okay.
So his next hearing in district court is October 2nd, I believe. So I set this over to October 16th.
Okay.
So we'll mail you a notice, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Daly.
Thank you. No warrants. Change.
I have no attorneys. I have a lot of prosecutors. I think they're all here, but,
That's the attorney done in the court.
well, they're trying to get federal separate.
If I could. Giving up 9 points sitting at him on field. Drives me crazy.
Every year, every 10 years, it's client management seminar. You just can't get that together as they have.
No, you can't.
I know he must have been aggressive, but that was just, there was one game.
Best coach in America this year is Hinch, what he is.
Wow, holy smokes. Yeah, he's had a great year. I watched that game, the last 4 innings of that game last night. A heck of a win.
Oh, yeah.
Game and a half.
Game and a half, oh,
And they got
9 games left.
They got the ace thrown that, they got school thrown that. It's fun. That's fun, isn't it?
Except I think.
If they get back on it 5 or 6 innings out of that, relief court did a great job last.
Oh, my God. How's the trial going?
Slow. Low end.
And revenue feed.
They make no less money, those guys. But I agree with you, Jim. You know, their attitude, they're trying to get is fighting every time.
No good.
Just because they can, as opposed to fighting the important ones. Yesterday's Johnson. Awkward as hell.
And the case tonight. Oh. Who's defending?
Sam, yeah, that's right. Go do something for that.
This is you.
I'll kill 2 minutes for you. I'll kill 2 minutes for you.
And I've got your second.
Yeah, but not many.
Yeah.
The horse rest is something.
Go ahead.
Good. I got to run twice.
All right, please, start closing on session. Do you see it?
Just heard Mr. Malaro tell Mr. Judge Olsaver he's popping over my court. There it is.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, Rick.
Hi, this is Judge Anzalone. I was wondering in the following order, if I could get Trenton Berry, Anthony Montoyer, and Kevin Tursky.
I will do what I can.
All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye. All right, good morning, Mr. Malaro. Just called for Mr. Berry. I do have Mr. Byram, so, and Mr. Hartung's on that one. So William Byram, you want to come on up to the podium here? Mr. Malaro, you with us?
I'm with you, Judge. I am with you.
All right, so this is in the matter of people of the state of Michigan versus William Sean Byram. We have 24-21959 FH, 24-21960 FH, 24-21961 FH, 24-21962 FH, and 24-21963 FH. Mr. Byram is present in the courtroom. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Byram, and I have Mr. Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for pretrial. No, yes, no, it's arraignment on this. There's also a contempt of court that was in district court on several files. So Mr. Malaro, do you waive the reading of the felony information?
Yes, Judge, at this time, as to all files, we'd acknowledge receipt of the informations, waive their reading in open court, waive any defects as the time and place of service. Mr. Byam would stand mute and ask that the court enter not guilty pleas on all files. And let me make sure I'm not missing anything. And ask that a pretrial be set, Judge.
How far out would you like a pretrial?
I think 30 days should suffice.
All right, Ms. Adams, I'm gonna need a notice of hearing for Mr. Byram because he is present in person, so. How about October 23rd? Would that be all right, Mr. Malaro?
That is fine, Judge.
Mr. Sneed?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
All right, so Ms. Adams, October 23rd at 8:30 in the morning. So Mr. Byram, have a seat behind you on that bench right there. And my staff will get you a notice of hearing and then you're free to go. All right, and I'll enter a plea of not guilty. Your bond conditions are continued. So I have a gentleman joining me from the jail. Can I ask your name, please?
Trenton Barry.
All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Trenton Carl Mark Berry. File number 24-218-13 FC. Hold on one second. I gotta keep track of my minutes because we're doing a time study. All right, I have Douglas Hartung and Alexander Bayonetto both appearing on behalf of the people, and Salvatore Malaro appearing as public defender. Looks like this is the date and time set for a second pretrial in this matter. So, Mr. Malaro, how would you like to proceed?
Judge, Mr. Murphy is also present in my office. We are asking that the matter be set for jury trial.
All right, how many days do we need for a jury trial?
I would suspect at least 1 week, maybe longer.
I would suspect closer to 2.
2 weeks. All right, Ms. Adams, do you want to just bring me the book? So are we talking 10 days or 15 days?
I think you're talking 10.
Okay.
8 to 10 days.
Okay. I'm going to guess Ms. Adams is either on the phone or across the hall. I'll bring your notices in just. All right, I can set 2 weeks. We're gonna need the full 10 days. It would be Monday through Friday.
To be safe.
Huh?
To be safe.
Yeah, but I meant I will schedule on Monday, so I'll block out my Monday civil docket. So starting March 3rd, I have 2 to 3 jury trials scheduled every week up into that. And I want to give you a primary date.
March 3rd is fine with us, Judge.
All right.
That's good for us too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Berry, jury trials start at 9 a.m. on all days except Wednesday. Wednesday, they start at 10:30 a.m. So if we're doing March 3rd, I'm going to set a final pretrial for February 12th. Look, I do have a new schedule. And I think there's a couple days in February we're closed. And I think I just got the holiday schedules. Let me look. Next year. February 17th is President's Day. So that doesn't affect us. All right, I will set a final pretrial for February 19 at 8:30 in the morning. I will also make that the motion deadline, filed and heard by on that day. I'm going to require that jury instructions and voir dire questions be provided to the court by February 12th. Failure to do so will mean you don't get to add them later. All right, so jury trial starting for 10 days on March 3rd of 25 at 9 a.m. Final pretrial February 19th of 25 at 8:30. Voir dire questions and jury instructions are due February 12th, and the motion deadline filed and heard by is February 19th of 25. I've done a scheduling order, and obviously if anything changes, we can get him in sooner if you need a pretrial or anything like that. And anything else, Mr. Hartung or Mr. Bayonetto?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Malaro and Mr. Murphy?
We're fine, Judge. Everything's good.
All right, we'll see you back then, Mr. Berry. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll come see you, Trenton, okay?
Okay.
You can go, Mr. Berry. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Millar also has Mr. Perkins in the courtroom.
Yes, he does. He does. All right. Mr. Berry. All right, hold on, Mr. Montoyer. We'll be with you in just a moment. And let me get to Mr. Another in here. There you are, Mr. Perkins. You want to come up to the podium? This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus LaShawn Demetrius Perkins, file number 24-21758FH. I have Salvatore Milaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Perkins, and I have Douglas Hartung appearing on behalf of the people. We previously had a show cause for Mr. Perkins for testing positive for THC. He has provided to Mr. Coast a medical marijuana card, and Mr. Coast will be dismissing the contempt at this time. And Mr. Perkins has always been clean for any other substances. So that will be dismissed. Mr. Milaro, how do you wish to proceed today on behalf of Mr. Perkins?
I'm going to ask to adjourn the matter. The basis is that.
And we can't hear you. I'm sorry.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Sorry about that.
Okay. I think there's a lag in the audio.
It's
I
like the
blame
mic doesn't
IT.
pick up.
I think it's
Okay.
IT. They're screwing with me. Judge, I'm going to ask to adjourn the matter. Recently a supplemental report came in. I would like to review that with Mr. Perkins. Since he is here in person, if he could come to my office, we could review that. I think perhaps a 30-day adjournment would be appropriate.
All right. Okay. This is the 5th pretrial in this matter. So, Mr. Perkins does have some controlled substance with second offense notices that make the maximum penalty a 40-year felony. Has there been a plea offer made in this file?
Not really. We've talked about it, but we haven't really got down to talking about a resolution of the case yet, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So I will adjourn this out 30 days. If you need a bench conference with me, that's fine. You can schedule it with my staff. Otherwise, when we come back, I will be setting it for a jury trial. And let's go to October 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Miss Adams, could we do a notice of hearing since Mr. Perkins is here? That way he can take it with him. So October 30th at 8:30 in the morning. So Mr. Perkins, thank you. Just have a seat right behind you and Miss Adams will get you a notice of hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Perkins, come see me when you're done there.
Do you know where his office is? So we're in the brown Russian era industrial building, and then there's that beautiful courthouse next door. You're gonna walk across that, and right across the street from that on the other side is, you'll see it says Annex Building and it says Public Defenders. So it's just like a block. It's on the other side of the really pretty courthouse. Okay? All right. Is that all, Mr. Harton, you had?
Yes, thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, so Mr. Malaro, I have one gentleman, let me think, I think, let's see who I got in here. Mr. Byam. I took care of Mr. Berry. Mr. Canaba, we're still waiting for Miss Underwood, so she'll be here next, okay?
Thank you.
And, all right, and, okay. All right, so in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Anthony Michael Montoyer, we have two files, 23-21632 FC, 24-21744 FH. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Montoyer. Mr. Montoyer is zooming in from the jail. And then I have Dave McCready appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for pre-trial. And let me see. Yep, they're both pre-trials. So can I have that back? I just want to show you. So Mr. Malaro, how do you want to proceed today? Are you ready to set a trial in this matter?
Well, Judge, I'm actually still working on getting some motions filed on the one case. I would ask to adjourn it, but if court wants it, it sounds like we're setting trials out. So that'd probably be okay as well.
Okay. All right. So I'll, I mean, obviously our trials are far enough out that you'll have plenty of time to file a motion. So
I agree with that.
how many, we have two files. We have an FC file and an FH file. My assumption is the FC file would go first. Is that correct?
Actually, I would prefer to do the other one first. It's a shorter trial, and
I think I'm required to do FC files first, aren't I?
Well, hold on. Which one did we do the exam on? The FH file, right?
The FC file is a 2023 file. The FH file is a 24 file. I have a preliminary exam transcript from the FC file. So that's already been prepared.
That's the one we need to do first, Judge. That's,
yes.
I would say, going to be at least 3 to 4 days.
Okay. All right. I can do Tuesday, January 28th starting at 9 o'clock. That'll give us Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I do have a public defender file scheduled for trial on January 29th but that individual is not in custody, Alicio Gueda. So January 28th at 9 a.m.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Malaro?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my schedule to pull up, but for some reason it's not.
Yes, okay, thank you, Judge.
There we go. Yeah, I guess we can do that.
All right, so it'll be a 4-day jury trial. I'm gonna set it for January 28th of 2025 at 9 a.m. I'm going to set a final pretrial for January 15 on both files at 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to make January 15 the motion deadline. It must be filed and heard by, for both normal motions and motions in limine. And I'm going to require that jury instructions and voir dire questions be provided to the court by January 8th. And Mr. Malaro, if at any time you need a pretrial sooner or a bench conference, please feel free to arrange that with Ms. Adams. All right?
Yep, no problem, Judge.
All right. Okay, all right, Mr. Montoyer, we will see you back then, if not sooner. Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Malaro, let's see what else I have for you. We took care of Byam. I have Mr. Tursky. Let me call for them. I did already, but let's see if. Hey, this is Judge Anselon. Did I tell you Tursky as well?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Mr. Malaro, you also have a Navi.
Navi Turner?
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's in the courtroom. So Miss Turner, you want to come on up here? This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Navi Justice Turner, file number 24-21849FH of Salvatore Malaro, appearing on behalf of Ms. Turner. And I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time scheduled for a pre-trial conference in this matter. There is a plea agreement form that's in the file offering an attempted aggravated assault, which I think carries a maximum penalty of up to 6 months in jail, but it says no upfront jail. It is a killabrew between the parties. I don't see any other terms. So Mr. Malaro, how do you wish to proceed today? I don't have any audio. I'm sorry.
Your Honor? How about
Yeah, now I do.
Okay. So Judge, we're going to ask to adjourn the matter one more time. We're still in an investigation portion of this case. And until that's completed, I don't think I can entertain any plea offers at that time.
All right, so I will set this over to October 23rd at 8:30 in the morning. Ms. Adams, Ms. Turner is present in person, so can I get her a notice of hearing, please?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Ms. Turner, we'll see you back on October 23rd. At that time, we'll either set it for trial or take a plea. So, all right, so you're all set. Have a seat right behind you on that bench right there. And then we'll get you a notice of hearing. So you have been waiting so patiently and I have Miss Underwood now. So do you want to come on up to the podium? Let me take this one next, Mr. Malaro, only because he's been here like bright and early. So Miss Underwood, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus, is it Javon?
Yes.
Okay, Javon Joshua Canaba, file number 24-21868FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Canaba, and I have Alexander Bayonetto appearing on behalf of the people. This is a date and time set for the second pretrial in this matter. So, Ms. Underwood, how would you like to proceed today?
Your Honor, I believe we need another pretrial in this matter. We're still in negotiations, and my client has been out of town briefly, so I know I need to talk with him too.
Yeah, I have been working out of town. My job requires me.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. All right. His bond conditions allow him to leave, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're fine. You're fine.
I was just.
No, I believe her. She doesn't lie to me. So, all right. How far out would you like an adjournment on this?
Just not a short adjournment, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Coast, have you been monitoring Mr. Canaba?
I am, Judge. Currently, he's it was reduced from 2 times a day PBTs down to 1 time a day. The problem I'm running into, though, is he is leaving state, which then it creates a problem to do this 1 time a day PBTs. He is working, so he is bringing in an income. I would like to make a requirement for the next time he gets paid that we actually get the machine. So he's consistent on the 1 time a day blows.
So, Mr. Canaba, you're here on carrying a concealed weapon and a second offense, operating while intoxicated, okay? So, you stay in one place when you travel?
No, so what I do for work is I work for AMS Steel Building. So I go around the country and I build carports for people and stuff like that.
Okay, so hold on. So our sheriffs, most sheriff's departments and police departments are pretty savvy now, all right?
So they usually got one of them machines.
Well, hold on. So in the lobby at our sheriff's department, I think it's open 24 hours. You can go in and take a PBT, screenshot it, send it to Mr. Coast. So you're gonna have a couple options. You're gonna have to, when you're staying somewhere, call the sheriff's department there and say, where is an automated PBT machine, and go get a PBT done. Or you're gonna have to pay for the machine. So it's up to you. You can meet with Mr. Coast to talk about that.
I didn't have the money to get the machine right now because I've been trying to pay off all my fines to the court. And
okay. So you either gonna figure out how to get a PBT once a day, or you're gonna get the machine. Right? And I think you stay a couple days at a time, right?
I usually stay, I go from one day to the end of the week, and then when I come back here, I blow every morning.
Okay. So when you get there or beforehand, call, if you're in Lucas County, call the Lucas County Sheriff's Department or walk in there and just say, hey, I don't
got no license. I ain't got no transportation or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
So you're probably gonna have to do the machine. So, and it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be expensive, which I don't have the money for. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
I only get paid $400 or $500 a month, and that go into.
All right, hold on, Miss Underwood. What's the plea? Hold on, let me talk. What's the plea offer in this file, Miss Underwood?
Hang on, Your Honor. I thought it was. I just looked it up.
You want me to send him out in the hall to talk to you?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
All right. So, Miss Adams, I don't know if Miss McGrain or somebody, but you know how to use Zoom?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I want you to go in the hallway and take a left. There's the one right here behind this wall. Yeah. Log in, and then I will put you in a breakout room with Miss Underwood.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
And Javon, before you leave today, I'd like to speak to you out in the hall. So have a seat out in the hall when you're done with the court.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So now, where'd you go? All right, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kevin Michael Tursky, file number 24-21956FC. I have Salvatore Malaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Tursky, and I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. This is the date and time set for arraignment. Mr. Malaro, do you waive the reading of the felony information?
Information, waive its reading and.
I got nothing, Mr. Malaro. I'm sorry.
How about now?
I do now.
All right. Gonna have to put a timer or something on it. All right, Judge, at this time, we'd acknowledge receipt of the information, waive its reading in open court, waive any defects at the time and place of service. Mr. Tursky will plead not guilty to counts 1 and 2 in the habitual offender notice. Judge, there is a criminal responsibility review pending, and so we'd ask this matter be adjourned out approximately 60 days.
Okay, so I show that we have a competency to stand trial report that was entered into the file on September 10th of 2024, correct?
Correct.
And they found him competent, so we're waiting for the criminal responsibility, you said?
Yes, we are.
And was that put on the record in district court then? So I don't need to do it?
We're trying to figure that out. The forensic center last week or week before said that there was an issue, so we just resubmitted it.
I do see a finding and order in competency, so that report at least was entered. All right, and how far out do you want this adjourned?
60 days, Judge.
All right, so I will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Tursky, and I will set this for November 13th at 8:30 in the morning for pretrial. We do the pretrial notice because it's an arraignment. So we'll see back November 13th at 8:30 in the morning. Mr. Malaro, obviously, if one of those reports come back and we need to meet in advance, we can do that. All right?
Yep.
No.
I'll come see you tomorrow, Kevin.
Okay.
All right. Miss Adams, could you see if Miss McGrain can go connect our device in the hallway? Or you or somebody? All right. Okay, so that takes care of Mr. Tursky. Okay. Hold on, Miss Underwood. He wasn't able to connect it, so. Miss Underwood, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeffrey Travis Ott, file number 24-21860FH, we received an email from the Michigan Department of Corrections stating that Mr. Ott was dealing with a crisis and is currently being evaluated, and we would need to reschedule.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Underwood, I will set this out to November 6th at 8:30 in the morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you want me to do the stip and order and the prosecutor do the writ?
Yes, please.
With Mr. Sneed's permission?
Mr. Sneed?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. There's somebody coming to help you.
Still doing it after she did something.
Huh?
Still doing it after she helped.
Okay. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Ms. Underwood, it's basically my last file real quick. So I'm going to put everybody in the waiting room. I am going to exit the courtroom. I'm gonna go off of YouTube, so it's not live streamed.